You're watching KERO-TV Bakersfield. This is 23 News with Bill Manders, Burleigh Smith, and Charmaine Wilkerson. Now live, 23 News at noon.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to 23 News at noon. Coming up today, we'll talk with Frances Kendrick. She is the president of the Alzheimer's Association of Kern County. Also, our Dialing for Dollars jackpot is up to $393. And in just a few minutes, we'll give you a new count for the day. Joe Carcione, the green grocer, stops by for another produce tip. And we'll also check, of course, the current forecast. But all of that is actually behind what we're going to turn to right now. That's Burleigh Smith and Charmaine Wilkerson with the latest breaking news.
How you doing, Bill?
Fine, thank you.
Behind?
I knew you were going to do that. You were going to bring up that word behind again. What I'm going to be doing will be behind what you're doing, or you're ahead of what I'm going to be doing.
Okay, well, let's go on to the news.
Well, I hope so. An American expert is saying this afternoon that the earthquake that hit Mexico City this morning was actually an aftershock of the massive quake that hit the Mexican capital last month. Today's quake, which lasted about 25 seconds, rumbled through the city, which was already devastated by the previous killer quakes. We're looking at some of the original damage now. Today, lamps swayed and ceiling tiles fell, but the Red Cross said it received no calls for help. Meanwhile, the U.S. Geological Survey reports a strong earthquake has struck the New Guinea area of the South Pacific. The earthquake measured 6.9 on the Richter scale of ground movement. It occurred shortly after midnight. The quake was reportedly centered about 1,200 miles northwest of Brisbane, Australia.
Bakersfield lottery winner Bill Peters is $10,000 richer today. We spoke to Peters live last night on 23 News at 11, but here you see him right after he found out last week that he would have the chance to win $2 million in the grand prize drawing. But the 42-year-old won instead the minimum of $10,000. The $2 million winner yesterday was 38-year-old Linda Scott of Jackson, a Sacramento area that's a Sacramento area community. Meanwhile, we have news that another Bakersfield resident is eligible for the second lottery jackpot next Monday in Hollywood. An employee for a local bail bond company, Clyde Epps, will join 19 other $100 lottery winners in the spin for additional cash winnings. High stakes in Kern County, it'll be up to the voters to decide next week what to do with $91 million in surplus tax revenues. On the ballot, it will be called Measure A, and 23's Ron Feynman reports now on the debate over the measure.
If Measure A passes, the money would go to roads like this, along with other traffic-related work, like a signal for Mount Vernon and Brundage, and an underpass for H Street. The $91 million was part of extra tax money collected in case the county lost a lawsuit over how oil companies are taxed, a lawsuit the county finally won. Former Supervisor Gene Tackett says the Board of Supervisors always planned to give the money back to the taxpayers if it won the lawsuit.
And I know that's what we said, but no one else can remember that, especially those who are pushing Measure A.
But County Administrative Officer Ron Holden remembers things differently.
I have sat in on every board session. I've heard side discussions among the board members, but there's nothing in the record, nor is there anything that would track to other than perhaps a single supervisor.
But Jerry Stanners of the Bakersfield Californian remembers being told that the money was only a contingency fund.
And now all of a sudden I hear that it really wasn't that at all, even though we were told that in an editorial board meeting and other newspaper meetings by the Board of Supervisors, various people and some county officials.
So next week, it's up to you, the voter, to decide whether or not property owners should get back the tax money that's legally entitled to them, or whether or not the money would be better spent on roads, bridges, and signals. From Fairfax Road, Ron Feynman, 23 News.
As he says, Election Day is a week from today, and Ron has been talking with candidates for the Bakersfield City Council. Well, yesterday, 4th Ward candidate Dan Crisp had some complaints about incumbent Don Ratty. Crisp says Ratty is at fault for not recognizing that the Campus Park subdivision and Singlum School were built close to the Magna Corporation plant in southwest Bakersfield. That plant has since moved to a site near the Buena Vista Lake area. But Crisp also had some other concerns.
As you know, the police department at this time is basically undermanned in regards to patrolling our streets. They do not have the opportunity to prevent crime at this time.
Crisp also says he'd be more effective than Ratty when it comes to downtown redevelopment. He says the incumbent has a conflict of interest as a downtown businessman.
California Senator Art Torres of Los Angeles says Californians need a toxic Bill of Rights. Torres, seen here at a hearing on the cancer problem in McFarland last July, also chairs the California Senate Committee on Toxics and Public Safety Management. His bill would enact strict regulations on the use, transportation, and disposal of hazardous substances. The Los Angeles Democrat plans to introduce his bill in January when the Senate reconvenes.
Up ahead on 23 News at noon, we may be paying less for heating gas this winter.
Meanwhile, the future for Humphrey the Whale is still in doubt.
Computer Basics, your authorized Apple dealer, presents the 2C desk offer. To help celebrate the office automation show at the Civic Auditorium, buy an Apple 2C starter system with student desk for only $9.95 or $45 per month with your good credit. And as a special offer, receive 25 free lottery tickets with purchase. But you must hurry to Computer Basics, your authorized Apple dealer at 5600 California Avenue, Bakersfield.
Are you looking for quality furniture that you can afford? If so, it's waiting for you at the consignment stores on Brundage and H. You'll find quality new furniture, such as this sofa and love seat for only $6.29. Excellent used furniture like this top-quality solid maple china hutch for only $7.95. Looking for antiques at reasonable prices? How about this Victorian walnut hall tree for only $4.95? The consignment stores, Brundage and H, Bakersfield.
Next, a fight over a common driveway.
How did you expect to move it?
I was going to get a coat hanger and try and pull out the button and just run it running down the hill.
Is that what you did?
That's what I tried to do until he pulled a gun on me.
Then the plaintiff has his say.
He came back up onto my porch with a baseball bat and started banging on the door, demanding me come out to move my van.
I can't believe I'm hearing this from adult people, but go ahead.
On the next People's Court.
Watch the People's Court weekdays at 5:30 on TV 23.
From time to time, we all hear about the stress of modern living. Well, a recent survey indicates Bakersfield is showing the warning signs of urban stress resulting from population growth. The survey, conducted by the group Zero Population Growth, gives Bakersfield a 3.1 rating on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the most stressful. 23's Jim Scott talked with Dr. Daniel Grabsky about the survey and urban stress. Grabsky says stress is not just related to our bad experiences.
It was anticipated that if something bad happened to you, that was stressful, but if there was something good happened to you, like a promotion, for example, or winning big in the lottery, that this was not a stressful event. But more recently, it's felt that any kind of major change in your life circumstances is a stressful situation. I think that any community that has rapid change is probably going to rate high in the rating scales about urban stress. And what you see is an increase in the divorce rate. You see more fracturing of families. You see an increase in alcoholism and drug abuse. And you see an increase in juvenile delinquency. And I think when you look at Bakersfield, we're meeting all of those criteria.
And Grabsky suggests that church support, also confiding in friends, can help us deal with all that stress. Unless it's unusually cold this winter, Americans who use natural gas to heat their homes should see lower bills. That forecast comes from the American Gas Association, which says that the average bill for the October through March period should fall by about $37. The trade group notes that the assessment does not include other home uses of gas, such as cooking. Meanwhile, a note of warning from consumer advocate Ralph Nader. He says that consumers are being cheated out of their money on their utility, repair, medical, and other bills.
We have found widespread abuse of billing practices, including overcharges, phony charges, unitemized bills, indecipherable bills, and charges even for bill processing, all of which are easily costing American consumers and small business billions of dollars a year.
Nader says that most people don't report billing errors because the amounts are so small, and he advocates standardization of all billing procedures.
And here's something of interest to the consumer in each of us. As most of you know, you're being asked to choose your own long-distance phone company. The process is complex and confusing. Many people aren't even aware of why the change is taking place. Well, tonight, 23's Lynn Sage will look into the process to help you use the choice to your advantage. in the first of her three-part series called What's My Line? That's tonight at 6.
Also tonight at 6, a Bakersfield woman this week is recovering from an unusual approach to oral surgery. Hers is the first dental implant in Bakersfield using a special computer-assisted technique that shortens dramatically the entire procedure. Join me tonight on 23 News at 6 as I begin a two-part special report on the procedure. That's tonight at 6. Prison sentences have been handed down to 2 Bakersfield men in connection with the Christmas Eve shooting death of 46-year-old John Nunez. 19-year-old Joe D. Mosley received 27 years to life in the prison for shooting Nunez during a robbery of the victim's neighbors. A 36 years to life sentence was handed to 28-year-old Samuel Alfonso Williams because of 2 prior convictions. Sentencing of a third man, 18-year-old James Ray Wiley, was continued until November 12th. Some changes coming about at the Lerdo jail facility in Shafter. 23's Phil Gomez explains why prisoners are knocking down the walls.
The last 2 housing units are being leveled. They're being brought down by inmates as part of the finishing touches of a 2-year expansion program. The old buildings have been standing for more than 40 years. The rising inmate population and the decay brought on by 4 decades of use have rendered these buildings obsolete.
We had 634 in these old barracks at one time, which was about 90 per barracks, in a barracks that was designed for 30. We will, when we complete our project, have room for 704 by state rated capacity, and we could actually go up to around 1,000 fairly comfortably without acute overcrowding.
With inmates doing the brunt of the construction work, the cost to the taxpayer is about $1 million less than what it would have been had it been contracted out. The plans call for 11 new duplex-style housing units like these for the male inmates. When they are completed, it will make life easier for both inmates and correctional officers alike.
We're looking from an inmate standpoint that it's going to lower a lot of frustration and tension because we were so overcrowded before. I think that you'll see a lot happier inmate population, which obviously is going to transfer to us and make it easier for us to handle them.
It will take a little more than 1 month to manually demolish the old adobe structures, and they're aiming for a March completion date. Reporting from the Lerdo Jail Facility, Phil Gomez, 23 News.
Marine biologists report no new progress on Humphrey the whale's trip back to sea. The 45-ton humpback whale was spotted early this morning near where he was sighted last night in a wide part of the Sacramento River near Rio Vista. Biologists have been encouraged by Humphrey's progress to return to the Pacific Ocean, but for the past 2 days, they report he's been swimming in circles. And there's even some speculation that, you know, whales are pretty smart, that he may just be playing games with them. That'd be something,
Maybe so, but if he doesn't get out of that fresh water, he might die soon.
That's true. Still to come on 23 News at noon, weather and produce tips from Joe Carcione, the greengrocer.
Also coming up, Dialing for Dollars with Bill Manders.
Make holiday home plans with custom decorating savings from JCPenney. Save 30 to 50% on elegant designer's choice custom draperies, including fabric, lining, and labor. Rooms assume new importance with stylish decorator microblinds or honeycomb pleated shades, both at 50% savings. And your floors will never look more festive than with our Fascination carpeting, installed for only $17.99 a square yard. For the holidays, there's no place like home. And JCPenney.
246. I was driving to the basket with my patented slam dunk when I zigged instead of zagged, and I hit and I knew that I'd been had. 248. We called Ross Chiropractic at 397-1980. 301. Dr. Ross gave me an adjustment, and I knew that I was going to be better. He even told me that a large portion of my bill was going to be covered by my insurance plan at work. Now, let me tell you, I may be getting a little older, but thanks to Dr. Ross, I can still slam dunk with the best of them.
At Ross Chiropractic, I'm feeling good. Naturally.
Have you heard the latest?
Coming up, All My Children's Susan Lucci heads down the aisle and takes her vows as a mafia princess.
The real meat of Mafia Princess is that it's about a father-daughter relationship.
It's an offer you can't refuse from one of the soap's most treacherous vixens and villains. Plus, actress Gwen Verdon gives birth to a new role as Magnum's mom.
Well, I just sort of blew in and played a scene with him, and he called me Mom, and that was it.
On Entertainment Tonight.
Entertainment Tonight, weekdays at 7:30 on TV 23.
Well, yesterday we told you about Juan down there in the Gulf of Mexico. He's still down there hanging out, trying to maybe move on shore. Not yet, though, however, at last report. Just some hurricane warnings from Port Arthur, Texas to Mobile, Alabama. We'll show you that in just a second. First of all, let's take a look at the current conditions out at the airport. Hazy skies, temperature 70 degrees, humidity of 53%. The barometer at 30.02 inches of mercury and falling. And the winds right now to the southwest at about 7 miles an hour. Air quality for later this afternoon, 75, that's moderate on our index. Let's take a look and see what the 23 color graphic shows you. And indeed, where Juan is about the same position he was at yesterday. You're going to see a lot of clouds and rain and thunder showers down in the Gulf of Mexico, also from Texas all the way over to Florida and halfway up into the Carolinas on the eastern seaboard. Again, it's just a wait-and-see situation right there at this point in time. As we move across to the west coast, things look pretty good out here in California, although we do have a weak weather front which will start making its way across California in the next 48 hours. That will cause some problems probably in the extreme end of northern California, but for us here in the Central Valley, we shouldn't have any problems. In fact, as far down as Bakersfield will be okay. There is another hurricane, Zena, off the coast of Baja California, and in the next probably 72 hours it should start to break up, and we may see maybe just some clouds from that particular storm in the eastern Pacific. Let's see where the 23 weather cam was and show you the forecast. And this is a shot of Kona, Hawaii. Brian Nordquist and photographer-director Chris Green were there shooting the Ironman 3 series, which begins tonight, as a matter of fact, on 23 News at 6, and that's a port right there in Kona, Hawaii. Here's the forecast for the Central Coast. Patchy low clouds and fog, variable clouds tomorrow. For Visalia, Fresno, patchy night and morning fog, otherwise fair. High should be in the 70s, the overnight low in the 50s. For Los Angeles, night and morning low clouds, afternoon clearing. Highs in the 70s, lows in the 60s. For San Francisco and the Bay Area, morning low clouds, otherwise fair skies, then cloudy tonight and probably cloudy tomorrow too. A high of 64 at the airport in San Francisco today. For the desert cities, mostly clear today, some high cloudiness tonight. Highs in the 70s and 80s, overnight lows in the 40s and 50s. Tehachapi, fair today, northwest winds to 25, a high of 68 today up at Tehachapi. Lake Isabella, increasing high clouds tonight, southwest winds to 15, a high of 73. And for Bakersfield, hazy sunshine today, increasing high clouds tonight. Late night and morning fog will be with us also for the next couple of days, a high of 74 today. Overnight low of 50 in the extended forecast Thursday through Saturday, mostly fair. Night and morning patchy low clouds and fog, and highs will be in the 70s. Overnight lows will be in the 40s and 50s. But again, all in all here in Kern County, just about what we expect for this time of year. And Burleigh and Charmaine, the only thing we can do as far as the fog is concerned is be very thankful that it's not that thick Thule fog yet.
I certainly am.
I tell you what, I wish some of that rain would get down here and clear out this haze. That would do it, wouldn't it?
It would definitely clear away a lot of that, and we just, you know, right now things don't look like they're shaping up that way, but you never can tell with the weather because it'll turn around and kick you in the back of the head just when you say it won't.
I've noticed.
Kind of like a horse, huh?
Yeah. Time now for Joe Carcione, the 23 greengrocer, and today Joe has some notes on cantaloupes.
Up until the last 5 years of the 19th century and the first 5 years of the 20th century, Rocky Ford, Colorado was considered to be a very important area for cantaloupes. They grew a cantaloupe that was famous throughout the United States as the Rocky Ford melon. However, in 1900, things started to change. 1900 was the year that the Imperial Valley of California received water for irrigation. Of course, when they did, it opened up a completely new area to grow fresh fruits and vegetables in the wintertime. One of the fruits that grew really good in the Imperial Valley was the Rocky Ford melon. So with the help of the Rocky Ford melon and with the help of the Rocky Ford cantaloupe growers of Colorado, the Imperial Valley cantaloupe industry got started in the year 1905. Now, Colorado concedes the fact that California grows more cantaloupes than Colorado, but they certainly will not concede the fact that California grows a better melon than Colorado. Folks, the thing really remains this way. No matter where a cantaloupe comes from, when you go to select a cantaloupe, you have to select a cantaloupe that's firm. It has to be creamy in color. It has to have a lot of netting, and that netting has to be creamy over creamy skin. You buy that and you bring it home. You let it rest on the kitchen table. When it starts to get a nice aroma, you pick it up in your hands and you give it a little bit of pressure. And if that cantaloupe gives just a little bit, I'll tell you something, folks, it's ripe and ready, and you're going to find it's delicious. Joe Carcione, your greengrocer, with your tip for the day.
Better be careful when you put them in the refrigerator, too, or that nice aroma will permeate everything.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. So keep them out of the fridge, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, time to turn things over to Bill Manders. He's standing by with Dialing for Dollars. How does that jackpot look?
Looks very well to me, as a matter of fact. We have $393 in our jackpot. We're going to try to give that away right now. 4 from the top is the count for the day, and those are the 2 pieces of information we need to know should we call your phone. Let's make our phone call right now, and we are calling the Leak residence. That's L-E-A-K, and let me try it one more time here. The Leak residence, and again, we just need the dollar amount and the count should we find anybody at home. $393, 4 from the top. That's all you have to tell us. Again, thank you for your postcard. Hi, is this the Leak residence?
Yes, it is.
Hi, this is Bill Manders at Channel 23. 23 News at noon, and you are live on television with me now, at least your voice is. This is our Dialing for Dollars segment, and if you can tell me how much money is in the jackpot and the count for today, we're going to give you the money. Any idea?
$5.15.
That's not bad. I like the fact that you have your goals set high. It's $393, so we're not going to be able to give you the money. However, we're going to send you a nice consolation prize. Is this Tammy?
Yes.
Okay, Tammy, we'll send you that consolation prize. Now, tomorrow, it will be $403, and we could call you back again, so be watching, okay?
Okay.
All righty, thank you.
All right, thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
Doggone nice lady. That's too bad we can't give her the money, but you got to be watching. You got to know that count. Again, we'll give you a count for the day, and it's $403 as far as the total in the jackpot tomorrow when we come back right here on 23 News at noon. Burleigh, Charmaine?
Hey, that's getting up there, over $400
Sure
now.
is. Looks good.
And when we come back to 23 News at noon, the president of the Alzheimer's Association of Kern County will join us in our studio.
Alzheimer's month is coming up, and we'll find out more about that when we come back.
Follow the crowds to Weatherby's Furniture Guild for 2 gigantic sales events in progress. It's Weatherby's store-wide remodeling and tent sale. It's the greatest furniture sale in Weatherby's history. Now's the time to buy from Weatherby's showroom or the tent sale at unbelievable savings. The huge tent is restocked daily with new furniture from the warehouse and shipment from the manufacturers. Don't miss out on this great money-saving opportunity. Now at Weatherby's Furniture Guild, Chester at 7th.
Ah, the Spritzies. They've got you covered whenever you paint. And the embarrassment.
You've been spritzed!
Now, Pratt & Lambert, the quality paint preferred by painting professionals for 135 years, has taken the Spritzies out of painting with a revolutionary new latex paint technology. Pratt & Lambert paint, as far as quality goes.
Make holiday home plans with custom decorating savings from JCPenney. Save 30 to 50% on elegant designer's choice custom draperies, including fabric, lining, and labor. Rooms assume new importance with stylish decorator microblinds or honeycomb pleated shades, both at 50% savings. And your floors will never look more festive than with our Fascination carpeting, installed for only $17.99 a square yard. For the holidays, there's no place like home. And JCPenney.
Seems like we hear more and more about Alzheimer's disease these days.
That's right, and in fact, there's a very special month coming up in November for the victims of Alzheimer's disease and their families. We're going to find out more from our in-studio guest right now. She's joined Bill. Bill.
All right, thank you, Charmaine. Frances Kendricks is here with us, and she is the president of the Alzheimer's Disease Association of Kern County. Frances, welcome to 23 News at noon.
Thank you, Bill.
This does seem to be a disease that is getting a lot of attention right now, and I have to be honest with you, I don't know that much about it, and I'm sure there's a lot of folks at home that don't either.
Yes, there are a lot of people who really have not heard the word yet. It is a disease that impairs the intellectual abilities of people who have it, and memory loss, confusion, personality changes all occur in this disease, and it goes from one stage to the next, and it is the 4th leading cause of death.
This is commonly known, I believe, as the Lou Gehrig's disease, too, is it not?
No, it isn't the Lou Gehrig disease, but it was commonly called either pre-senile dementia if it occurred before the age of 65, post-senile dementia if it occurred afterwards, for lack of better classification.
You just came out of a meeting about an hour ago, and I want to show the plaque because, as Charmaine mentioned, there's a special month coming up